DJ Snake and Peso Pluma made this hit. And so today we're going to turn this hit into a clubhouse banger. Let's go. So we're in the project, we already split the stems, so we have just the guitar of the original song. And here's the vocal. So let's start from the break. I wanted to make sure to loop the vocal, and so the beginning sounds a little bit different from the original one, because I felt like the original one sounded really good and I didn't want to change it a lot. But I felt like that if it's a remix, it needs a new intro. So I just looped the vocal. And I've added some automations to filter it and maybe to create a smoother transition. To give this effect, I used 3 automations. The first one is the crumble. It's a free plugin, so you can download it for free, and it's creating a delay. So in this case, I just used this one in the intro to filter a little bit the vocal to give more delay at the beginning and then filtering it out. You can hear the effect here. So it starts wet and then it goes dry. After that, we have a filter. And then we have the handle smile to create that washout effect. So we made sure to create a good transition between the break and the build up. Now I wanted to add some breadcrumbs. In this case, I've added a clap loop from my sample pack that will be released very soon. An hi-hat that has a low hand snare. Then we have this bongo loop. And then I've added also this snare. This snare follows a little bit the rhythm of the main guitar, so I thought it was perfect. And then in the build-up part, I made sure to add also a long fill I made by myself, always for my sample pack. Of course, all these drums sound good, but also here we need some more automations to make things sound more interesting. Basically, I've always used a filter to filter out or in the drums. Making sure to wash out the elements before the pre-drop. Now that the break is almost finished, we need to focus in the drop. For the kick, I've used this drum loop by Skrillex for his song Teka, and I felt like this kick was sounding perfect for my drop idea. So I took the kick and I took also a snare and a hi-hat. With the hi-hat we had in the break, I feel like it sounds really good, but I wanted to add some more drums. I took this one from Splice, I don't remember which sample pack. I downloaded a lot of drum loops, a lot of percussion loops, and I made sure to find the right groove, the right rhythm. Then I took this one, which has a more melodic impact and sounds like this. I made sure also to add some extra percussions. Let's see how I process them. The first plugin is the parametric EQ2, of course, to low cut the bass frequencies, because yes, we have the drums, but I still need to add the bass. So of course, I want to make sure to remove the low hand from the drums. It's always essential to remove the low hand from your drums if you have another bass, because otherwise there will be a clash between drums and bass, and this is not actually good for your mix and for your headroom. Next plugin is an SSL compressor by Waves, and I'm using the Lillywhite Mix Bass preset. Since it's a drum bass channel where I routed all the drums, all the percussions I've put in the drop, I made sure to glue all of them together. The third plugin is the Saturn 2. I do love this plugin because it allows me to add more saturation to the drums in the high hand without affecting the wall drums. Of course, as you can see, there are two bands. There's one that goes above almost 6000 Hz and it's affecting the high hand of the drums. For plugin I've used is a transient master, removing a little bit of the sustain, so removing the body of the drums and enhancing a little bit the attack of them so I can make them punchier. Then we have the standard clip, one of my favorite plugins in order to cut the peaks of the drums, allowing me to get more headroom, and of course it's not affecting the sound. In that case I turn this fader too much. Of course you can see that the sound is going to be affected, like this example. Sounds very bad. Of course I want to find the sweet spot between the red peaks and the white peaks without affecting the sound by going to improve my headroom. In the pre-drop part of the vocal, I just added a glitch effect, always with an automation. Let's see how I made it. Basically, as you can see, this is it's called lo-fi distortion because it's giving that lo-fi effect. In this case, it's combined also with a delay effect. But let's see how it's affecting the vocal. I feel like this drop needs an 808 bass, something like this. Sounds cool, but I feel like it needs more processing. So I've used Camel Crusher, you can download it for free. I've used the British Clean preset that allows me to distort the bass in the perfect way. And I've used also a standard clip to remove the peaks created by the distortion, also to remove some peaks of the bass. As you can see, the second part of the drop has the guitar as main element, while in the first part there was the call of the drums and the response of the guitar or the vocal. Here in the second part of the drop there's only the guitar as a main element, as well as the drums. Let's see how it sounds. So I wanted to make sure to add some extra snares to follow the rhythm of the guitar. Now the whole drop sounds very good, but we're missing something, the effects. So of course the effects are always very important to smooth the transitions. As you can see, I've added here some uplifters in the build-up, loading shotgun effect, also some crashes, some monkey laughing. In the second part of the drop I've also added a vocal chant to enhance the read on the hi-hat. And you can't miss an alarm effect. Then I've also, as a synth fill, a tumby loop. After the first drop, I wanted to make something different, maybe looping again the Teka vocal and maybe adding some more effects, like this old telephone ringing. In the second drop, I've changed a little bit the rhythm of the drums and it sounds different. Now that we finished the remix, let's hear the final result. Of course, if you want to listen to the whole remix, it's been already released here on YouTube.